What I wish I knew about healing and transformation. So I'm going to go back to my 2016 self and what would I actually say? And one of the major points that I would bring up is the fact that everything that you know is not accurate. None of it is as it is. It's only ever as you were told it was. And the problem with that is that so many people get involved, so many people put their inputs in, and nobody up to the age of 7 has ever told you how to construct anything correctly. And now what happens is all of these things manifest in your life and they bring about experiences and circumstances that are primarily designed for your growth, for your healing, and for your transformation. And as ugly and as bad and as horrific and as horrible as these things can potentially get, they do have a larger purpose. So that's exactly where I'd start. I'd outline exactly everything that is wrong with what I once knew. And the reason I do that is so that I can bring an awareness to the fact of that I need to actually go out of my way and I need to learn things and go and research things from scratch to work out what's aligned, what's relevant, and actually what relates to me as the individual. And when it comes to healing and transformation, we have the linear 3D aspect, which is what our current experiences are. We have those transformations and we have the experiences now for our growth and healing that are primarily designed to shift you through versions of self and changes in your identity so that you can take that extra step towards the person that you're actually becoming rather than the person that you were conditioned to be. And when we have a look at how healing and transformation actually exists, it doesn't just exist in this reality. It's quantum and it's also multidimensional. But it's multidimensional in terms of the aspects that fold into it. And when I talk about the aspects that fold into it, we're talking karma, we're talking dharma, we're talking personal experiences, we're talking soul growth and development, we're talking your specific soul plan, which is why you're here in the first place and what you hope to experience and resolve in this lifetime. You then have relationships that are designed to mirror aspects and principles of yourself to you so that you can reconcile them or integrate the learnings and the lessons from them. And then in taking those relationships, you can then work out whether it's a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And each of those will be relevant to the individual circumstances at the time of those relationships actually manifesting and coming into your existence. But there is a lack of permanence to it all. When we have a look at everything that goes on, there's only so much that we're distracted with in the day-to-day, which is why we have phones, we have digital tech, we have all of these aspects that are designed to promote fear or pleasure. And what ultimately happens is these things in this lifetime are designed to take you away from the healing, to take you away from the version of self that needs to come in for you to then fulfill your purpose or achieve your desired results. And then ultimately what we're looking at in terms of healing and transformation is how can we get from A to B as quickly as possible. And what we do is we have to start with childhood. We have to go back to 0 to 7. We have to understand exactly why this phase 1, and every other phase is a 7-year period since phase 1, that we have to get away from because it's a subconscious imprint. When we have a look at healing and transformation from a place of subconscious imprint, then what we have to do is have to look at what exactly is in there. Because it could be mum, dad, nan, brother, sister, teachers, childminders, and they would have all given you little nuggets of information that may or may not link together. But somehow, during the healing process, you have to connect everything from a place of survival. And from that place of survival, you then show up in the world expecting just to survive. But there's more to life than just surviving. There's actually thriving and there's aligned living. And the only way you can get to aligned living is working out exactly what's in there, where your problems are, guidance from the feelings that you have in order to go towards pleasure and away from pain, but through the correct mechanism rather than avoidance, which is going to be negatively impacting your growth and your own personal development. Furthermore, when we have a look at healing and transformation, we also have to cover past lives. Because a lot of my experiences in this lifetime working with people have been crossovers from past lifetimes. So karmic imprints from past lives where there is a mother-father-child dynamic. And subsequently in this lifetime, you have the bringing back together of that dynamic in order to rebalance the karma. And then because you balance the karma, you can then bring back the life that was taken away or lost from the previous lifetime. And subsequently, you'll have a manifestation of all these symptoms in the physical, which is attached to the emotional element, but then also to the mental thought processes that stem multiple lifetimes. And when we do hypnotherapy, we can go back and we can pull these out. But we can also work out how we're constructing things in the here and now in order to speed that process up, because we're still repeating those patterns, habits, and behaviors in the current moment. When we have a look at healing and transformation multi-lifetime, there are aspects that you will bring into this lifetime, and in bringing those aspects into this lifetime, you have to then go through and resolve them from a place of balance and healing and harmony. So if you misunderstand the situation, if you have some facts wrong, if you don't know the truth of the situation, and we're not talking the other person's truth and we're not talking your truth, we're talking about the truth from a place of neutrality, because then we take away the emotion, which is ultimately a lack of logic. And then once we input the logic, we then start to redefine all of our other current processes. And this then shifts the way we think, act, and feel, which ultimately has a knock-on effect to our underlying reality. And when it comes to healing and transformation, I wish I knew all of that, because that would have made half of the process a lot easier. But the reality is, we're not taught these things. So how are you meant to know? But as always, until next time, trust the process, and it's bye for now.